The Skills Center, TSC, in Tampa Bay, Florida, is a leader in sports-based education. TSC teaches values such as respect, responsibility, and leadership through sports and community-based programs such as the Academic Cafe, plus Learn to Lead and the YES programs. Learn all about the Skills Center today on Bayside. Good morning and welcome to Bayside. I'm your host, Shelly Sanders. We are talking all about a phenomenal program going on right here in your backyard, and they are making tremendous strides, especially when it comes to our youth here in the Tampa Bay area. I can't say enough about the Skills Center, and here to talk about it with me is the co-founder and CEO, Miss Celeste Roberts. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
It is very nice to have you here. So many things that you guys are doing. I am over the moon for you and what's to come.
Thank you.
We'll get there during the show. I'm sure our viewing audience is like, what is she talking about? I want to know. But before we do that, let's talk about the Skills Center and what it means to have sports-based education. Tell me a little bit about its background and how it came to be here.
Right, so thank you so much for having me. So the Skills Center is a strategy from a Department of Labor grant called Youth Opportunity that used to be here in Tampa from 2000 to 2005. And it was a $24 million endeavor, one of the best models I've ever seen in my 30 years in non-for-profit. And when it came to an end, there's three of us who wanted to continue to do the work. We did not have $24 million. So what we did have was faith and a commitment to look at least one of the strategies that was utilized in Youth Opportunity. And so we took the sports-based youth development strategy, and from that we created the Skills Center. For the last 15 years, we've been using sports to create change around academics, life skill, pro-social behavior, and health and fitness for young people ages 3 to 18 in Tampa.
So, incredible. First of all, I have to commend you, number one, for even wanting and having that desire to continue to move forward and recognizing the benefits from what was once something else and now it's the Skills Center. So when you hear sports-based education, for most people it's a little confusing, like, okay, are you just educating me on sports? Right. Or are you educating me through sport? How do we do this? Are we doing math problems while we're tossing a baseball?
All right, so let me explain it to you.
Yes.
So for us, our goal really is to use sports as a tool. And this is the environment where kids can naturally learn how to transfer skills they've learned through sports and how to apply them in their school, home, or work, right? So when you think about teaching values, you can teach that through sports very easily, and kids pick that up very easily. So they know what hard work looks like in a sport environment. They know what authority looks like. They know what character, integrity looks like, responsibility, right? How do we take those and those values, and how do we help our young people learn how to apply those at school? What does integrity look like when you're in the math class, right? What does authority looks like when you're at school, when you're at work, right? So these are the values that kids can pick up, skills they can pick up naturally. Our goal is to show them how they could apply them and really take them into other places in which they operate, school, home, community, or at work. And so ultimately that's what we instill in our kids, but it just comes through sports, right? It's just an easier avenue for them to receive what we have to say, right? And then to be intentional, that's the key word, intentional, on really having teachable moments in something that kids love already.
Yeah. So basically you're giving them the fundamental foundation for what it means to be a human being, ultimately. I mean, what we should be taught, and unfortunately in so many cases, and it seems the longer time goes on, the less and less we're not figuring out how to teach that.
Right.
So thank goodness y'all are here to be able to do that.
Oh, thank you.
So talk to me about the sports. What kind of sports do you offer, and what ages are we talking about, and how do you get them into the program?
So we start at age 3, and we go up to age 18 currently. And a variety of different sports, and really with a variety of different purposes. So for example, our 3 to 5-year-olds, we teach pro-social behavior, the skills that young people need to enter kindergarten. We teach that through a sport. And that would look like how to follow directions, right? How to ask for help, how to speak one at a time. Right. We teach that through sports. And so again, kids pick that up easily because they're doing something that's very fun. How do we show them and their parents the purpose of what the work that we do, and then how they can use that in their home and then also in school. We also teach kids that have no experience with sports, right? Kids come to us for a variety of different reasons. It might be a social issue that they're coming to us, right? Or they just want to be exposed. They don't have access and opportunity to participate in sports. To our after-school programs and how we use sports with that. All the way to leagues and travel teams. We have young people who travel around the country and compete at a very high level. So for us, we use sports across the spectrum, but the goal is that we use it as a tool. It is not just for kids just to come and play with us. It is that they learn. It's an intentional purpose that we have, but this is just the mean in which we create that change for young people. So when you think about sports, we're very experienced with basketball. That's probably was our first sport, and that's because the 3 founders, Chris Ward, John Arroyo, and myself, all participated in basketball, so we get that. But we also have a variety of different sports that we offer, from street hockey to soccer, tennis, golf. We're getting into volleyball, and then we're really getting into fitness as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. So talk to me about the new initiative, the Sports or the Skills Center Collaborative. What is that, and what does that mean?
And so it is an initiative of the Skills Center, and so I'll go back to when I started, I talked about youth opportunity. The Skills Center was a strategy from Youth Opportunity. For the last 15 years, we've been helping young people with their academics and their pro-social behavior, as well as health and fitness, helping them to be promoted on time and then to get to graduation. But could we do more? And the answer is we could. And so that's the Skills Center Collaborative. How do we, as a organization, work and partner with other resources within our community, other youth development organizations? Like CDC of Tampa, Men of Vision, Girls Empowered Mentally for Success, and G3, our core partners. From that, it is really to look at what assets do our city have.
Fantastic.
Amazing assets that Tampa has. How do we bring that to bear on a group of young people?
Right. Well, I can't wait to hear more about that, and we will delve right into that. But first, we do have to take a break right there. If you're wondering how do you get more information or wondering about anything that Celeste and I have talked about, you can always log on to the website that you're looking at right now, and that's theskillscenter.org, theskillscenter.org. You got to log on and just check out the facility that is to come and how you can help out. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Bayside. I'm your host, Shelly Sanders. We are having a good time here in the studio with Miss Celeste Roberts, the co-founder and CEO of the Skills Center. If you aren't familiar with the Skills Center, I highly encourage you to get familiar with it in one way or another. Perhaps you want to volunteer, perhaps you would like to donate. I know they'd not say no to either one of those things, right, Celeste?
Correct.
And maybe you know somebody that could benefit from their programming. I don't know, maybe you've got an idea and think, hey, this might help. They're open-minded to any and all of it. But by all means, get to know the Skills Center, and that website is theskillscenter.org. So Celeste, we were talking about the collaborative when we left out on break. So let's talk a little bit about, walk us through it. So you've kind of explained what you do and how you're pulling together other resources from other phenomenal organizations here in the Bay Area, which, as we spoke about on break, why not, right? I mean, if that is truly your goal, is to really help these children become functioning, fruitful adults, well then why not? Why wouldn't you want to group together? And it's much better to do it in numbers than alone. So we've talked about all that. Walk me through, like, okay, this sounds very interesting if I'm watching at home. Okay, I've got 3 kids, and you know, I really feel like they could benefit from your services. I'm not real sure. Do they go all day? Is this an after school? How do I get them there? I work. What? Walk me through the process.
Well, thank you. So, as we come into the collaborative, our goal really is to use sports-based youth development to create equity in education, health, and workforce training. So that means that our services are going to expand through partnership. So from that, we will continue to work with age 3, but we're going to go up to age 21. And our focus is really going to be on middle school, high school, and that young adult. And here's the reason why. Our goal is to create a pipeline that will prepare our young people for success. And success for us looks like making it to graduation, being prepped for college, employment, vocational training, or the military. The opportunities to make above a livable wage. And so that's our goal. So if we can start at 6th grade, our goal is then to prep them with education support, to really focus on health, health disparities, health and fitness, nutrition, mental health, right? And then how do we expose young people to careers? How do we prep them to be ready for the workforce, right? When we look at jobs, there's a very narrow view of what a young person would see as their opportunity or the possibilities. Our goal is to be able to broaden that and to be able to allow them to try different careers, job shadowing, internships, part-time jobs. In traditional careers, non-traditional careers as entrepreneurs as well, right? Vocational training, that goes along with that, right? What is the best fit? So our programs is individualized, and what that means is a young person comes to us for what they need. So it's not a everyday type of program. However, it could be for those middle school kids. So when you think about a high school kid's schedule, their schedule is really not set up for an everyday type of program. But if they were interested in college, they would come to us for college prep, ACT, SAT prep, right? That's an example of what that would look like. But it's very individualized. So it's what does this particular child need in order to be successful.
So you assess the needs of each individual, and it could vary, but you have an overall picture. Like you have a basis to which to start, and then you adjust it accordingly.
Correct.
Fantastic. Yeah. Now, I understand that there are some, we've talked about it, kind of hinted at it a little bit with our viewers. Talk to me about this facility. When you log onto the website and you see the renderings of what's to come, this is incredible. I mean, it's truly magnificent. This building is incredible.
So thank you. So for the last 20 years, this building has sat empty in East Tampa. And it's really a blight to the community. However, when we purchased the property, our goal really is to turn it into, to use community redevelopment. We want this to be something positive for our kids, right? And so currently it's 35,000 square feet. We'll add on 20,000 square feet when we're done, 55,000 square feet. And it really is an opportunity center, a place where we can give access and opportunity for young people, where we could really address essential needs of our kids. Also to be able to allow them to see positive people, develop strong relationships, and really get down to the core, the root cause of what is keeping some kids back while other kids blossom.
Now, how much is needed for this
So this
project?
is a $23 million endeavor.
That's all, huh?
That's all.
Well, we laugh about that, but I have
Yeah.
to brag on you. How far do you have to go to achieve this?
So we
What's
have
left?
about 3.5 million to
That
go.
is incredible. So
Yeah.
you've raised already over 20 million. Oh, well over $20 million already. That's incredible. But you still need more, and we've got lots to talk about when we come back after the short break that we're about to take. For you at home, all of this, you've heard Celeste. This is an incredible opportunity for you to really make a difference in a young one's life. TheSkillsCenter.org is the website that you're looking at right there. They are just over 3.5 million away, which seems like a lot, but when you think they needed over 23 million to make this happen. See what you can do. $5, it adds up over time. Every little bit helps. Why don't you check out the website while we go to break? Welcome back to Bayside. I'm your host, Shelly Sanders. We've been talking all about the Skills Center here in Tampa Bay and the Tampa Bay area, East Tampa specifically, doing big things for our youth, really, really helping to create some productive adults. I love this so much. There's so many things I want to talk to you, Celeste, about. It's insane, and we have almost no time to do all of that. We haven't even delved into all the amazing programs that you have, the Academic Cafe, the Plus program, the Yes programs. You've got esports coming up. You have the laundry list of things that are going on over there. And the fact that in just over a year, you were able to raise $20 million and you only have $3.5 million to go is absolutely incredible. It's confirmation from the universe that you are doing the right thing. So keep up the good work, bottom line here. So there are ways to get involved with you guys through volunteers for individuals, financial donations, companies, all kinds of ways to help out. So I have to ask, I mean, one of the things that I'm dying to know, do you have a success story, or is there one person in mind that comes to your mind, or are they all just so incredible it makes you want to cry?
Well, I'll tell you what drives me.
Yeah,
And that really would be, there's just some amazing stories of the kids that we've worked with over the years. But what really has pushed me to go back to the collaborative, to the youth opportunity model, is 3 individuals. And so the kids that participated at the time in youth opportunity are now 38, 39, 40.
Oh, wow.
Amazing doctors, lawyers, own their own company. They travel around the world. Their kids have passports. They are living the American dream, and they had, as youth, so many challenges, so many barriers put on them, so many titles put on them. They account participating in youth opportunity as what helped them to be the people they are today. And so for me, that is what drives me every day, because I've seen it. They bring their kids now to the Skills Center. But why can't we do this, our community? Why can't we do this for all kids? Like, we have the model. It's been here in our city. Let's reimagine it. Let's all work together. Corporations, foundations, individuals, right? Other youth-serving organizations. This can be done, and we can offer it to provide this service to so many kids.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you heard Celeste. Boy, I'm telling you right now, if you own a business out there and you just heard that, I hope you're picking up your computer or you're picking up your phone right now and making that call saying, hey, Celeste, how can I help out? You can do that pretty easily by logging onto their website, theskillscenter.org. If anything, you've got to check out the rendering of this facility that's going to come to be. That particular location, for a lot of people here in the Bay Area, has ties to your childhood like you wouldn't believe. It was the Stardust skating rink, which a lot of us grew up going to. And then before that, it was the bowling alley, East Lake Bowling Alley. So this has just been this particular location's destiny to be one for our youth. And this one is one that you don't want to miss out on. Be a part of something huge. After all, you live here. TheSkillsCenter.org, that's the website. Don't go anywhere, because we're coming back after this. As always, I'd like to thank you at home for joining us this week on Bayside. And of course, I can't thank you, Celeste, enough for coming and sharing all the wonderful things that's going on over at the Skills Center. We're going to have you back and find out how it's coming along with the building. Breaking construction on July 1st. Oh my gosh, and you've got the sneakers ball coming up in November too. All right, so for you at home, I encourage you week after week to get involved in your community. This is where you live. These are your neighbors, your people. So you can do that by logging on to theskillscenter.org. Go on. A small donation, a little bit of time is just as huge as the $1 million donations, and a lot of time.